Welcome to the hood. It's hood commentary with your homeboy, the Sportsmane. This is being brought to you by special sponsors, Drippy Whips Inc., Win With Us or Watch Us Win, and by Artistic Music Group, where real lyrics matter. Hey, Sportsmane, you know how the game go.
What's poppin', man? What's good, man? It's your homeboy, the Sportsmane. This is hood commentary where the game is trill and it's never the ordinary. And today we got a special guest, man. We got a special guest. We gotta talk, man. We gotta talk. It's been a while. He ain't been on the show since let's just put it this way. He ain't been on the show since the Raiders signed Geno Smith. Let's put it that way. It's been a while. It's been a while, man. So, you know, we know how that went. We got some things to talk about, man. Y'all know him as the Morley. It's my guy, Joe Morley, man. What's good with you?
What's going on? Ready to talk some Raiders? What's going on? Geno Smith.
Well, you know, it's only right that, you know, we start from there, you know what I mean? Just since that's the last time I had you on the show, you know what I mean? Last time we really talked about anything, it's been the Geno Smith situation. So I figure, you know what better way to start the show than ask you, what the fuck happened, man?
What happened?
What the fuck happened, man?
Oh, with Geno, it's just everything. Like, everything that could go wrong. Let's just say that. It was a combination of everything. We saw Geno good in Seattle, and then they didn't use his strength. They didn't do anything here. And then plus his decision making and everything. It just dumpster.
Shit, I guess I never really knew what his strength was. What was his strength?
His strength is not throwing the ball before he comes the game. You know what I mean? Like in that game manager, like don't. He's not going to win the game. Don't force him to win the game. That's kind of what the Raiders asked.
Yeah. I give you that because one thing he was pretty decent. His best year in Seattle was off the play action, and shit. The first game we actually got fortunate, man. We beat the Patriots. We fucking ran. It was a fucking anomaly. We ran Genty like 7 times. All the Raider Nation was like, damn, when we gonna unleash Genty? But we ended up winning the game, and I think that kind of fogged up what was to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it gave us that hope. Maybe we had a good season coming.
Yeah, it wasn't good, man. It wasn't good. Let me see what see what my guy right here got to say. My guy Lecky, man. What up, Oos? You already know what it is, man. You already know what it is, my guy.
Oh, I appreciate it.
That's what's up, man. Speaking of Samoan Raider, man, I'm trying to get him on here, man. I need to chop it up with Samoan Raider, man. I gotta holler at him about a couple things, man. I gotta chop it up with Samoan Raider for real.
I'll let him know.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a lot of shit, man. He got a lot of shit going on. He a cool motherfucker, man. I like what he's doing, man. But anyway, man, we're gonna get past the fucking Geno shit. That shit is over, done with, finito. I don't want to see him ever again. If I see him on the strip, we might have to jump him, Joe. I don't know.
Come here for a second.
Yeah, we might have to whoop on Geno. We see him ever again, man. So we're gonna leave Geno punk ass in the past. Well, he's still there, but you know, hopefully we get something for him.
Samoan Raider now is that if Geno didn't come with the off issues like put off the and try to talk down to us stupid, we would have probably gave all the interception and bad play, and he could have probably come as the backup but it was all the off that went along with you know what? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it wasn't no comeback from the flip off, man. It wasn't no coming back from the flip off. It was like, you know what, man? Fuck you, Geno. And you trash? Nah. You already know I never liked Geno anyway, so it was like, it was my nightmare when we signed him, but I was hoping for the best, but that shit was fucking trash, man. That shit was trash. But man, on to the fucking future, man. Fuck Gino. Hey Gino, if you watching this, fuck you, bro. Now I want to ask you this. I've been seeing, a lot of your videos and shit. Man, where you stand on this Fernando Mendoza as the #1 pick? And what do you think about the New York Jets? I'm hearing rumblings about the Jets may want to move up to that #1 pick. And you got to look at it like this: they got 2 first-rounders this year, and they got 2 first-rounders next year. Would you listen to that shit? And how do you feel about Fernando? And would you listen to this shit?
I don't think there's any way that the Raiders made first overall. I know the Jets talked about it. He's on the Raiders every day. My text not interested. I understand there's concerns about Fernando, and I understand about Fernando. They should have concerns about Fernando. But the Raiders have put the position where they need a quarterback. We need a franchise. We need to take a shot. There's no guarantee that we'll be able to do it next year, even though the draft is better. And I don't see why the Jets would give up that much. The draft is so much for last next year. Why would the Jets give up so much assets for that? So, I think the Raiders are pretty much set at Mendoza, and nothing is going to get them to move off. I think they're pretty much everything I've heard. The Raiders even kind of like for the first time to actually picture of him on their social media. The comment.
Oh, is that right?
Well, they were talking about not really supposed to mix and match. They actually put like a picture from combine.
Oh, okay. Well, it makes sense. I mean, if from a Raiders standpoint, I understand. Like, you can't gamble on the future, right? Like, if only way the Raiders can guarantee another top 5 pick is if you go ahead and just say, fuck it, we trade everybody away and we start Aiden O'Connell. We'll get another top 5 pick. But if you do that, you definitely lose Max. You know what I mean? You definitely lose guys who have been hanging on by a thread. So I don't see them doing it. And from the Jets' perspective, like you said, why the fuck would you do that if you need to build your team? New York Jets, what are you thinking? If you get 2 first-round picks and they're what, number 2 and number 12? You're getting 2 fucking weapons right there. You get number 2, number 12. You're going to be trash again this year. Next year, you get 2 more number 2s. That team can be completely rebuilt and flipped around. So, from a Jets standpoint, if you're a Jets fan, that's the last thing you want to do anyway, because you get Fernando Mendoza, he's going to be a rookie. He's going to have to learn, go through the ups and downs of being a rookie, yet you giving away everything that can help him out in the future. That shit would make no sense to me.
Yeah, just take trust.
Yeah, just build your team. That makes no sense. Because to me, I think you can get Sonny Styles. Fucking fly. I think you can get Sonny Styles with one of those picks if you're the Jets. You can get some shit with those 2 picks. So I don't see that happening. And if you're the Raiders, I mean, I'm a fan of Fernando Mendoza. But I mean, if you give me 4 first-round picks or something like that, I might have to think about that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Might have to think about it. I don't know.
Let me just say that I have that echo because I can hear that echo.
You said you can hear what?
I told you I can hear that echo. Like somebody said in the chat too. I don't know how bad my audio is.
It sounded a little bit better. It started off a little shaky, but it sounds a little bit better right now. I don't know if you adjusted anything or not.
Yeah. I don't know if you have the echo cancellation on there.
Shit. I do not know. I probably got to pop out and see. Let me see real quick. How about now?
Let's see. Does that work better? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You sound fine to me.
Yeah, I can't hear the echo as bad now, so it sounds good.
Oh, okay, cool. My bad, y'all. Yeah, it's been a while. So are you all in on Fernando Mendoza, or are you just like, what do you like about him? What don't you like about
him? Yeah, I like the way that his toughness is. I like the way that he is a team first guy. I like the way that he answers questions and just carries himself as the quarterback. There is some questions that I do on his second read, and after that, and when the pass rush breaks down. But that's every quarterback, and I thought he improved throughout the season, and other quarterbacks degressed, and he progressed and got better each and every time. Every time the competition got tougher, he got better. The national championship game, I wanted to see a little bit like that. I wanted to see him under duress, and I wanted to see him take, when things weren't going right. And do I think a couple of those passes in the national championship game would be interceptions in the NFL level? Yeah. Um, but I wanted to see with the adversity and with that defensive line coming at him and what he could do, and he won me over, especially on that touchdown run. As soon as he made that touchdown run, I was like, "That's it. He secured it. He's going number one."
Yeah, I think he sealed it too there, man. I mean, because one thing, like you say, when you watch Fernando Mendoza during the season, like, because I was getting people hitting me up because I had actually chopped it up with Antonio Pierce, and I asked him, I said, who's the top quarterback? This is like week 6. I'm like, any quarterbacks? He like, nah, no quarterbacks coming out number one or anything like that. He was talking about O lineman, D lineman. And then I was getting people telling me like, hey man, Fernando Mendoza. I'm like, I don't know, man. I remember seeing him at Cal for a couple games, but I'm not a Cal fan. I just happened to catch him. But I did notice like, damn, he looked like an NFL fucking quarterback. So I went ahead and started watching him probably like week 7 through. Yeah, probably like week 7 all the way through, or week 6 all the way through. And then, man, I seen the poise, man. I see the things that you really can't teach, which is the poise in the pocket, more mobile than what people gave him credit for. Like, you can't compare him to Jared Goff, because Jared Goff is literally a statue. This dude mobility is like a Justin Herbert kind of mobility, and he's got the above the shoulders. He remind me of Peyton Manning. Like, to me, that's the best comparison I can put on him is Peyton Manning, because everything is cerebral. Everything is about how he feels. You know what I mean? It's the feel of the game, and then he's dissecting the defense pre-snap. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of quarterbacks, once the picture gets muddied, they can't figure it out. Like, I never see him panic under pressure. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, he's very, very smart, very, very smart, especially when it comes down to it. And I know I took a lot of heat because people go off of my old clips and throughout the season. And my favorite quarterback going through was Dante Moore, and I still do like Dante Moore, but I've always said that he would benefit from going back to school another year. But I still think that if Dante Moore would have came out, there would be question marks about it. Like, I think Fernando would have threw at the draft combine. I think because Moore would have done so, and it would have been more of a talk because they are a little different. But So I like you said, going through the process of the season, like Fernando Mendoza was not talked about until middle of the season, and then, like I said, as the games went on, and Dan Orlovsky took a big hit for it this week because he talked about it, where he watched the first 8 games of the season, and Fernando, he didn't like Fernando, but then as you continue to watch the film, that's where he gets better. And you could say the same thing about Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson was great for the first half of the season, and then when the championship and the playoffs came, what happened to him? Ooh, boom! So he went the other way, and that's kind of like that's how the season progresses, and that's how players get. And I at first I didn't like the NIL, and I didn't like the portal and all that stuff. I'm kind of liking it because you can see players in different positions. So now, if you go watch him and you watch Fernando at Cal, and then you watch him this year, you see 2 different versions of him. Where at Cal, he got lit up. He looked like David Carr on the Texans, right? Like, just getting smacked around. Yeah. And then he goes over here, and you get to see his composure a little bit, and they learn. So I don't know. You're always gonna, if you want to find a flaw in a prospect and you want to find something bad about a draft prospect, it's easy to do. We can pinpoint every bad thing about Fernando Mendoza and be like, this is why he's not going to be good in the NFL. And then we can find, the little things and be like, this is why he's going to be good in the NFL. But at the end of the day, there's always question marks about a prospect, no matter where he's going, number 1, number 2. We're not going to find the perfect guy, and we're not going to – nobody has a crystal ball to tell you how good Fernando is going to be at the NFL level. We're just hoping – and as Raider fans, guess what? we don't have high expectations for quarterbacks, so it's all good. You just need to play okay. You just need to be okay and not turn the ball over, and we'll be all right with you.
And see me when I'm watching, like I like to feel that I got a pretty good eye for the talent. You know what I mean? Like when I'm watching, my favorite quarterback coming into this college season has been Julian Sand. To me, he's been the best. He's been the best quarterback the majority of the year. Let's say that from game one to the Ohio State to the Big Ten championship. To me, he was like the best quarterback. I've been watching him game in, game out. I'm like, if Julian Sand was a fucking coming into the draft this year, he would probably be the number one quarterback. Like he was the guy to me. And then he was only a sophomore, but then when I see them play in the Big Ten championship, I was like, the best quarterback was Fernando Mendoza, and he was going against the number one defense at the time. And everyone was saying, yeah, Indiana, whatever, they're doing their thing, but they're not playing anyone good. They haven't, even though they already beat Oregon, who Oregon got a good ass defense. They're just trying to downplay everything that Fernando Mendoza was doing, and I'm just like, I don't know. But once I seen the Ohio State Big Ten championship game, I said, yeah, he's the guy. I said he's the guy for sure. And then actually after that game, I said he's going to win the Heisman and he's going to win the national championship. I just seen the translation to me. The translation is there, man. Like I don't feel people got to understand. He didn't start off super hot. It was a new fucking system. They're not even taking into account that it was a brand new fucking system. He didn't play with any of these guys. It's a brand new system. Ty Simpson been over there in Alabama doing Lord knows what, and he's over there with a bunch of 5-star recruits and shit. And to me, if you can't get it done with these 5 stars, I don't want to fucking hear it. And to see that, and to see them Mendoza over there with not one 5-star recruit, and then people say, well, everyone was older. Miami had an older team, but nobody wanted to talk about that. They just want to just keep trying to come up with excuses. But that's why I say, to me, I mean, when I look at Mendoza, I really don't see weakness in the game. I really don't see it. I really see that he's going to do whatever you need him to do. Like, the game is tight. You playing against the number one defense against the pass. Of course, you're going to be able to run the ball, but he's going to find a way to still make those tight throws because the money down, you already know, on the money down, that's what counts. You want to see a motherfucker on 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 6, and he was making that play after play after play against a good-ass Ohio State defense. That defense, man, Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs, those are my favorite guys on the defense coming out. He did his shit against that defense. So, to me, Fernando Mendoza, I'm not going to say he's a can't miss, but I think he cares too much about the game to miss. I think we got the guy he's going to be just fine as long as we do what the fuck we supposed to do around him.
Yeah, and he'll take the criticism and not complain about it. He'll be coachable and be able to adapt to what we need. And really, we already have people for him. We have Genty, we have Bowers. We like get him going and fix it in the right direction. And I mean, you have the ultimate guy in Tom Brady that can work with them in the offseason. I don't know how much during the season because he'll be doing his other stuff.
Making that $30 million a year, people say he should leave the booth and go do the Raiders full time. He make up $30 million in the booth. What is you talking about? Yeah, I mean, he only can do what he can do. But at the end of the day, I think we got the right guys in place. Everyone's on the same page. Like last year, you had fucking Chip Kelly. No one fucking knew what he was doing. The offensive line coach, no one knew what he was doing. So everything was all over the place. I think this year, you bring in the O-line, run game coordinator, and all that shit from Seattle. You're bringing in the zone blocking scheme. You're bringing in, everyone's you're bringing in the exact same systems, and these coaches are coaching the system. You're not bringing a guy who's coming from a spread offense and say, hey, come run this zone blocking. Everyone's coming doing pretty much what they've already done. So I think that puts Mendoza in a real good position. Not to mention, they ran that same zone blocking scheme at Boise State. So I think everything is going in the right direction, and with the right free agency, talk about this shit last year. I was pissed in free agency because the shit was stupid. But with the right free agency, this team can turn this shit around immediately. We ain't talking about 10 wins, but this team can definitely – it's not going to look anything like it looked last year. Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know about 10 wins either, but we're not expecting that. We're expecting to be competitive, and that's what we're hoping for. That's what we hope for any season. Like, don't lose by 20, 30 points. We be in the games, show us that we have something to live off of. And we were talking about this. I was talking about this earlier with Simone Raider about. Last year the Raiders attacked free agency incorrectly, and even Pete Carroll talked about it later on. I haven't heard John Spytek really talk about it, but basically they read our roster wrong, and they thought there was more talent on this roster than there was, and they thought they could work with certain players, and they could, that is, you know what? That's part of always turning over as well. That's always part of, like, when people don't see it, when you're changing GMs and you're changing head coaches and you're doing this year after the year, it's hard to only have a month before free agency hits, or a month and a half, and then go, okay, let's go and attack it and try to save people who are on your roster and who's not. So that's kind of what a good thing about John Spytek staying this year, that compared to all the other years, is he's actually knows who's on the roster this year and knows our biggest hole.
See, I mean, but my thing is like this, Joe. If I'm finna go work for fucking Frito-Lay distribution, I'm gonna fucking look up and see what they do. I'm gonna go in there. You go in there for an interview and shit. Then you be like, "What's your name?" "Oh, I'm Joe." "Oh, what do you know about our company?" That's the first thing a motherfucker asks you during the interview. What do you know about our company? So what the fuck did he know about the company? Like, to me, this shit ain't rocket science. Shit's not fucking rocket science. When I fucking looked at this team, I'm saying, keep Spillane, keep Chason. Those two was automatic. I was cool with Merrick, whatever you want to do with Merrick. I was cool with Diablo, whatever you wanted to do with Diablo. But those two guys were fucking key.
See, but Chason, I don't know what Chason signed for, but Chason, before he came to the Raiders, was out of the NFL. He was considered a bust. He was done.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what he signed for with New England, but the Raiders had to go, okay, are we giving Malcolm Kuntz? Are we giving Chason which one are we relying back on? And so I understand that. And most people wanted Malcolm Kuntz, even though I talked about Malcolm Kuntz was coming back from a big injury that was questionable. Robert Spillane, I don't know. I had mixed feelings about it because it was a lot. It is a lot of money what they paid him, but like you said, you didn't find a valuable replacement for him or somebody in that defense.
3 years, 30 million for a guy who was basically ranked in the top 10, top 12 as a middle linebacker. He was the leader of that defense, the second level of the defense. You're bringing back the same defensive coordinator. 3 years, 30 million is not fucking a lot of money. And we had the second most cap space last season. And then Chason literally went over there and signed in New England for like 1.3. And
it only looks better because of the season that New England had, that they were able to turn around and win their games and how shitty of a season we had. If we would have had a mediocre season and we would have been all right, it wouldn't have looked as bad as it does now.
Yeah, I fucking hated it during free agency. Anybody that followed me, they knew I was going to fuck off on free agency because it was a couple guys that it was no brainers. Like I said, Spillane, he proved himself to me. You know what I mean? He already showed me he was a beast against the run. They said he couldn't cover. He had like fucking 3 picks. He was doing his thing. That was an easy foundational piece to keep. And him and Max was tight as fuck, and they ran. You know what I mean? And like I said, Graham, that was Graham's guy. Like, if you're gonna get rid of Graham, maybe some things change because maybe it's a different defensive coordinator. But you kept Graham. Like, so, you know what I mean? Like, and then this is what really got me, Joe. You're gonna fucking go on free agency, and the first guy you signed was fucking who was the first person they signed? Pissed me off, man. I got pissed off at the whole free agency. But
Jeremy Chin?
What was it?
Jeremy Chin?
Yeah, see, I wasn't that mad at Chin. That was cool, but I had watched this film over there in Washington, and he was fucking a horrible angle taker. He was doing a lot of bad shit. But what really threw me over the edge is when they went and they broke their neck to bring in Lonnie Johnson, a fucking gunner. This dude's been a special teams gunner for years. And you're going to bring him in and have him compete for starting safety? What the fuck are we doing? Like, this shit was too predictable. You know what I mean? Because I told people last season, almost every signing that they made in free agency was training camp cut guys. Everyone we could have got after training camp cuts. Because they were fucking nobodies. Like, what are we doing? You think you're going to go out and get Raheem Mostert and all of these guys are all going to get cut in training camp. Like, I seen this shit coming, man. I was hoping it wasn't going to come, but man.
It's because they didn't have a vision last year. They were trying to compete and rebuild at the same time, and Spytek was trying not to put a bunch of resources into players that weren't going to be here a long time. And Pete Carroll was like, "No, I need these guys." Like, so it was right off the bat, it was a horrible thing, and basically it set us back a whole year in our rebuild where we could have already been rebuilding, last year, like you said. Like if we wanted to get rid of those guys, it was cool to get rid of them, but we should have had a better plan to go along with it. It just the whole thing, the whole Pete Carroll and the whole offseason last year just basically set us back a whole year because the Raiders weren't honest with themselves and they weren't honest with the fans that we needed to reset, and we weren't going to be competitive, and they kept trying, and like Pete Carroll kept trying to say last year, I'm a 10 win coach. No, you're not. Fuck you are.
You are. You say you're a 10-win coach, then you come in with the second most cap space and didn't get one impact player. You can say Jeremy Chin, that's the best signing that they had. That shit is terrible.
One, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, now I was pissed about Stokes too. He happened to be the one who broke the mold because they signed a bunch of guys to limited. They acted like we were a team that was strapped with the cap. They signed a bunch of guys you were hoping could be what they haven't been, and the only one that actually broke that mold was Eric Stokes. He was what Green Bay was hoping he would be. You know what I mean? When Jair Alexander got hurt and they played Stokes, he was getting worked. He was getting burned. He was getting toasted. But he was nice at Georgia, and they banked on him coming back to form. And for the most part, he became that kind of player again. But besides that, they were all misses, man. And I didn't see anything in free agency that told me this team was going to compete because you replaced starters with backups all across the board. That shit pissed me off, man. But hopefully,
Stokes found a system that he was actually good in. Like in Green Bay, they just had him. They draft a bunch of guys that don't even fit their system, and he was hurt in Green Bay. And I actually liked the Eric Stokes when they signed him. I was like, okay, I could see him fitting in this defense. And so I took a lot of heat for him because I said, if he does get back to his playing days, this would be the one to do it. And if somebody's going to get the best out of it, it was going to be Pete. So I liked it. I know a lot of people still talk shit about Eric Stokes because he didn't get the interceptions this year, but he was the 16th best rated cornerback, and I think he only gave up 28 catches this year.
Yeah, no, he ended up having a solid season. You got to give credit where credit's due. He ended up having a solid season. You know what I mean? He ended up being solid. But, just the plan to get guys who weren't good and think that they're just going to suddenly be good while removing the actual good talent we had just made zero sense. And I was...
Well, yeah, like the Jamal Adams and those kind of signings. I like the Devin White signing. I thought it was good because it was like 1 year, $3 million or something like that. And it had nothing but upside. And people get mad at him because, of what he did. But I mean, come on, the dude led the Raiders in tackles. He also gave up a lot, but how many plays was our defense on the field? And it was ridiculous. But to get mad at Devin White because he also gave up a lot, it was a low risk, high reward to get him back. That guy, he didn't do shit for 2 years in the NFL. The last 2 years, Devin White was like losing faith in playing football. And I give it to him for coming back and actually doing what he did. And him and Max were yelling at each other, and they were like leaders, and it was actually good to have it. And we knew that Devin White has taken a step back, so I don't know what people like expected from him. I mean, you're not going to get the all-star player from him.
It's just because you give up a Spillane. Like and Spillane had those same tackles, but they're like when I look back at all those tackles Devin White made, I can't remember none of them except for against the Titans. So the Titans was his game. Besides that, you can't remember 3 tackles this motherfucker made, man. But that's why I was like, you wanted to go cheap. That's what I'm saying. I hope Devin White can be Devin White again. Let's get rid of Spillane, who proved who he could be in these 2 years, and go on a hope and a wish. Like, to me, that was all bad shit. And like I said, I ain't mad at Devin White. He came in. But every guy we brought in for a fucking 1 year deal. Fucking Devin White, fucking Roberts. These guys, none of these guys were the linebacker that Robert Spillane is for us. I didn't like that shit at all, man. But I ain't mad at Devin White. It is what it is. But would I bring him back? Nah. I'm going all brand new, man. I'm going all brand new guys. Now, on to this free agency. It start next week. Who's the first person you calling? Who's the first 2 guys you want the Raiders to call and bring in? Now, everyone loves to say this, Joe. No one wants to come to the Raiders, motherfucker. I see people go to Carolina. I see people go to New York. They go to it's a business, man. They want to take care of their family, man. You only can have one Super Bowl champion a year. So to say no one wants to come to the Raiders is some bullshit. Then on top of that, when you watch the free agency ticker last year, They wasn't involved in any big signings. They weren't like, hey, he's gonna go see the Raiders next. Hey, we ain't talked to nobody. But this year, you got a coach coming off a Super Bowl. He's a huge part of why they won the Super Bowl. I think the future in Vegas is in vision now. It's in sight. So I think that we're going to be able to draw these guys. Who are the first two guys you think the Raiders should try to bring in?
Yeah, and John Gruden, people used to make fun of John Gruden all the time because he used to say that everybody wants to be a Raider. It's true. When you talk to these people and you listen to these guys, like old school guys, and you listen to guys nowadays, they always envision themselves wearing the silver and black when they were little kids all the way up to now. No matter if the Raiders are winning or not, it's the uniforms, it's everything about the Raiders represent the history and the way they treat our alumni. Like people fall in love with it, they love it. But
state free tax. I mean, that helps.
that helps too. The number one facility, everything that goes along with it. You know what I mean? So, but if I'm the Raiders, the first phone call I'm making is I'm trying to get a linebacker. So I'm thinking Devin Lloyd. I'm thinking Nakobe Dean. I'm bringing one of those guys in, if not both of them. You know what I mean? Especially with us going to the 3-4 defense, we need linebackers. We've drafted some linebackers that haven't panned out, like later rounds. And then I'm probably looking at the offensive line, and I'm going, okay, I don't know. I know there's one that came out about Linderbaum, and the Raiders are going to be high on him. Every team's going to be high on him. Like we're kidding ourselves if we think we're the only ones in on Linderbaum.
Oh yeah,
and
sure.
Basically that guy's going to get a blank check. He's going to get a blank check. And I'm hearing $22 million is what I heard today for him. Now, do I want to spend that? Me personally, no. I'd rather sign two different guards or two, a center and a guard, because Bates was released by Washington this week. I like him as a center. I'll take Teller. I'll take some other guys at the guard position. Now, the easy fix for the offensive line would be probably Linderbaum, right? That'd be the easiest one. Throw the money. We bring him in. We got the center, and we're good to go. And maybe add a couple more pieces. But financially, if you want to move people around and you want to add multiple people to the offensive line, you spend the money on multiple people instead of just one.
Well, see, the thing is, like, we're not coming in cap strapped. Like, work the cap. It's not hard to work the fucking cap. To me, they can come in. They can bring in Dean, linebacker. They can bring in Lloyd. Like, these guys, these contracts, long-term contracts don't break the bank. It's when you try to sign guys on 1-year big deals. If you're going to bring guys in and you're giving them 3-4 years, that helps your cap. That leaves money for you. So you can bring in Dean. You can bring in what's his name, Lloyd. You can sign both those guys and give Linderbaum a blank check. You still got money because last season we didn't spend no fucking money. So they already have it. So this year we have to spend 90% of the cap. We're coming in with over $90 million. We have to spend 90% of the cap. So ain't no need in trying to spread shit around the motherfuckers who ain't shit. Do this shit the right way, and then you build to the draft. You know what I mean? Get these guys because these guys are all young. Linderbaum, young. Dean, these guys are all young guys. You bring these guys in, you go ahead and you pay them the going rate, because guess what? That's what New England did last year. They didn't give a fuck. They had the most cap space last year, and they brought in every fucking body. And people told me, you can't build a team in free agency. Shut the fuck up. Yes, you can if you already have a couple pieces there, like a quarterback. You have a couple pieces. And when you look at the Raiders, bro, our pieces are so fucking not talked about. They act like the Raiders don't got shit. You already got Genty. You got Brock Bowers. You got some guys on the outside. You got Max Crop. We got some pieces there. Just had some dumbass coaches that made everything look worse. So to me, if you bring in Tyler Linderbaum, you go ahead and you say, Dylan Parham, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to put JPJ at left guard. So you got Colton Miller left tackle, JPJ at left guard, Linderbaum at center, Caleb Rogers, who played like fucking 3 quarters, who looked damn good, him at right guard, and DJ Glaze is going to be just fine. He got fucked over. He had almost a 70 PFF grade as a rookie, only gave up 5 sacks. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And then you bring in fucking Pete Carroll and Sons, and they didn't know what the fuck they doing, and he goes from 5 sacks to 10 sacks. So to me, you're going to bring stability back to this offensive line. You bring in Linderbaum, and you can still probably bring in Teller. Bring in, you know what I mean? You can bring some guys in, or you can just work the rest of these linemen through the draft. But you know what I mean? This shit can be fixed immediately if they do.
Depending on how you look at it, how you look at our offensive line and how much you think you agree with it, it's like a lot. You're saying it's cool to give DJ Glaze another shot, but not Parham when we're moving. Like Parham wasn't that bad until this year as well, and we're moving to that zone blocking, which is going to make it a lot easier on these guys. Like Meredith. Meredith is a restricted free agent. I'm bringing him back. Me personally, I'm bringing him back. I know a lot of people had issues with him. I'm not putting him at center. Not putting him at center, but I'm using him as my depth lineman. And like you said, I'm signing multiple players for that offensive line, for we have that competition. So when people go down, because Colton Miller's a good left tackle, right? I think I value him more than I think some people do, but I also know he has an injury history and he is getting older. And we saw it last year when Colton Miller went down. It was bad. We need quality backup linemen on this team. So when our guys go down, and if hopefully they never do, but if they do, we need to have some versatility to move people around. And we're not trying to have them learn, and we're not signing Stone Forsythe, to come in here to get his ass whooped.
Yeah, Stone, get the fuck out of my side. Yeah, exactly. That's why you go with the top tier. Day one, first week of free agency, you go with the Linderbaum, you go with the linebackers, the top linebackers. Now after this, you secure that, you can go with the second tier, third tier guards and shit. Who's gonna only get about, $7 million for fucking 2 years, 3 years? Like, you can go with that shit. You know what I mean? But they can't start off like they did last season and think they're just gonna spread this cap over some trash ass players. That shit ain't gonna work. We're in the AFC West. They're getting better and better. They're gonna end up with fucking. If the Chiefs end up with fucking Love from Notre Dame, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind, man. Like, we have.
You already know what's happening.
We gotta do the right things, and the right things are there. They're right there for us, man. They're right there for us. And I feel like we got better guys, and I like that. Spytek, he knew that Pete Carroll fucked everything up. But at the end of the day, you deferred to Pete Carroll. Understand he was the veteran. You was like, we're gonna follow Pete's lead. I understand he earned that right. He earned that.
The same reason they didn't fire Pete Carroll in the middle of the season. Like, they gave him the respect of being the guy. Because if it was any other coach, they would have probably fired him mid-season and be like, get the hell out of here. They gave him the respect, and it ruined it. But I'm also pissed off. This is what pissed me off the most last year, is we didn't get to see the young guys until at least week 13. And John Svitek talked about that in his press conference at the Combine. He's like, even if I wanted to tell Pete Carroll, that doesn't mean that it would have happened. So he already knew that. Like, basically, he would tell Pete Carroll something, and it just never happened. Like, Pete Carroll would do his own damn thing, and just be, headstrong and it. I think it hurt more of our young guys not having that real rookie season out there, and we saw it with the wide receivers. Like, why wasn't Jack Betch out there earlier? Why Dante Thornton had a great preseason, but then they pushed him too far in the first couple games, where it's like, we know he has developmental. He needs a developmental on the routes, but you're making him come in here and do the job. Like, stop. Like, put him. Like, let him develop on his own. Like, I think they had it reversed at the beginning of the year, where Best should have been starting and Dante should have been the guy learning the routes. And it was.
Well, yeah. I mean, when I look at Jack Best, I feel like, I hate to say this shit. When I look at Jack Best, I feel like he got more hype because of what happened to his brother than what he did on the field. And he didn't blow anyone's socks away. You know what I mean? He didn't blow anyone's socks off. He's a cool possession kind of guy, but nothing special. He wasn't even a second round pick. It should have went later. But when I'm looking at Dante Thornton, you gotta know how to open that up. You gotta know how to get the best out of that talent. You know what I mean? And that's why I was hoping for Dante Thornton Jr. this year. I'm hoping that he reaches out to these guys like T.O. He reaches out to these Hall of Fame guys and just learn how to run some better routes, because you can't teach 4.3 speed and you can't teach 6'5" height. Like, work with these guys, because he didn't develop the right way. He should have got developed last year. And he has the real potential to be a number one wide receiver. Like Besh, he can be a solid number two, maybe.
No, Besh is your guy that opens up the Dante Thornton. He's your guy that goes across the middle, takes the big hits, and then Dante Thornton's your over the top. Hopefully, get open. That's the good thing about him and and Brock Bowers is there. They take everybody here. Why Dante can go over the top, and they never took advantage of that. Same thing with Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker's speed going across over the top should have. And you saw it. Like there was so many times where Trey Tucker was wide open last year, where I'm like, why didn't you throw it to him? Why didn't you find it to him? And we just never take advantage of the matchups. And I think that's what we're getting with Kubiak and this offense this year that we don't have. Is Kubiak is not going to force you into a system. He's going to create the system around you. He has his philosophy in mind, but he's also going to use the strengths of what's theirs. And that's what we're going to see from Fernando Mendoza and Brock Bowers is we're going to see their strengths being able to and Ashton Genty, like you said, I think Genty's going to have a huge year this year.
Huge, no doubt about it. And when you look at what people forget is that this Kubiak Shanahan system makes any quarterback look good. It made fucking people think that Jimmy G was good. Maybe people think handoff Jimmy was good because it's a simplified scheme, right? Sam Darnold had a career season out of this shit. Shit, when Derek Carr went over there before all the injuries, they was fucking shit up. They was lighting shit up. They scoring 40 points in the game and shit like that. This system is quarterback friendly, and you don't have to have top tier receivers to get it done. But it's the NFL. If you can get a top tier receiver, you get one. Like Njigma is fucking crazy.
And you minimize your players thinking on the field. That's what you got to do. The more they're thinking on the field, the more mistakes and the slower their reaction time is. And once you're not thinking and you just automatically and you're playing, it's going. And you see that a lot. Like once you take a lot of the thinking out of the game and you just let the players already have that rhythm going, you're going to see a big difference. And I'm excited to see what they have, but we'll see. I know a lot of people are like, I know they said that we need another running back, and people are thinking like Kenneth Walker and stuff. I'm like, hell no. Like,
too much
calm the expectations down on the backup running back. We need a backup running back. We need a go-to punch. But we drafted Genty number 6 overall, and you're not going to go out there and pay another guy $9 million to come back him up. Like, no, because that would be stupid.
Yeah, it would be beautiful if we had everything else around us. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't need all the other shit. But Kenneth Walker, he just got the Super Bowl MVP. He about to get paid. He deserves to get paid. Now, I brought this up the other day. I'm looking at Rachaad White from Tampa Bay.
Yep.
I like him. Nice, solid. He can receive the ball. He can run the ball. He's fast. I like him as a number 2 running back. I know Aaron Jones be coming off some injuries, man, but he ain't going to cost a lot of money, and he's solid. You talk about injuries. We brought in Mostert last year. Who fucking has more injuries than Mostert? So if you bring in Mostert, you can bring in fucking Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones can be a game breaker when he get a chance. So those are the kind of guys I want to bring in as that number 2 punch. Even I like Algier too, coming from Atlanta. But I think he's going to.
I just wonder how many other teams like him, and I think he'll get paid more than we think he will.
Well, he won't be a starting running back anywhere he goes. I think he ends up in Detroit. I think he's going to be the new number 2 in Detroit. He's not going to get number 1 running back money. But like I said, we can't be concerned about money. We got all this fucking money. We got to spend it. So, like I said,
I like the guys. I'm watching the guys in New York, the Giants, to see what they do with their running back position. Because I like Tracy and I like Devin Singletary. That's kind of backups as well. Just veterans that can come over here, and we're not worried about them, one in the starting job, but being able to teach Genty as well and give him that break is what I'm looking for. But it would be nice if we could find a big back, huh? Like go back to the old days of the Tyrone Wheatley and Charlie Garner days.
It is. What's his name? I did like coming out of Green Bay. What's his name? He's a free agent too. I can't think of his name right now. He was there.
You're talking about the young guy.
The fuck is his name, man?
I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of his name either.
Yeah, he's
the Josh Jacobs backup this year.
Yeah. Well, was it this year or was it last year?
Not AJ Dillon, right?
Yeah, AJ Dillon. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I like AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon and Ashton Genty, that's a fucking nightmare because AJ Dillon can lean on you and he can run. He runs with passion, run with power. I would like that number 2 punch. It's a lot of good number 2 punches available for the Raiders, man. It's gonna be too hard really to fuck this up. Just get another good guy, and I got a lot more faith in this regime than the last regime. I think they're gonna do the shit the right way, man.
And Spytek has said that he wants to rebuild quickly, but he also wants to rebuild smart. which I like. Like, I'm
Right.
okay. I'm okay with not making playoffs next year. I'm okay with building and going correctly as long as as long as we have that improvement. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I think uh, them having to spend 90% of the cap is the best thing that could have happened. Because last year, man, if we had to spend 90% of the cap last year, we might have fucking been in a better position. So I
Yeah.
like that. Now this one right here, Joe. Now you already know people don't even want to fucking talk about it. They fucking be sleep at night and they wake up and throw the blankets off and be no. This Max Crosby situation, man. Now I don't know if you've seen this as of yesterday. Jeremy Fowler says up to 12 teams are interested in Max, but they said the price is too high, whatever, right? But I'm like, actually, this one. They said that the price is high, but then they said yesterday 12 teams are interested, and he can be traded as early as this week. That's what they're saying now. He can be traded early as this week. Now, I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. I feel Max is the ultimate Raider. We all know that. When you draw a Raider, is Max Crosby. Now, people, when I look at this situation, and I'm like, I'm looking at it from Max's point of view. I don't look at it from a team's point of view, mainly from Max and then from the teams. I look at it from Max. You've been here 7 years. You have one good season, one playoff run. They keep changing shit on you. They keep saying this is going to be the year. This is going to be the year, and they keep doing the same shit, same shit. And then they shut him down last year. He get pissed off. He says what he says. I believe he said what he said. I believe that's true. Now, but do I want to keep him? Absolutely. I want to keep him in Las Vegas for sure. But if Max actually has an interest in going elsewhere, I'm fucking listening. This is good for Max and it's good for the Raiders. If you tell me I can get 2 first-round picks from the Dallas Cowboys who got 2 first rounds this year and a player, I'm pulling the trigger. If I can get 2 first-round picks from the Los Angeles Rams who got 2 first rounds this year, I'm listening. I'm pulling the trigger. If you tell me the Baltimore Ravens, because they interested too, they want to give me a first-round pick and I could get the safety Kyle Hamilton and like a second-round pick, I'm fucking listening. But if he wants to stay, I'm not listening to shit.
Yeah, and I think that's what it comes down to. I think if Max and that's what we're waiting for him to say. Like, if Max comes out and says, "I want to be a Raider, I'm here," then it's all over. I think it's all over because Spytek has said it. Spytek has said that he wants to keep him and basically put it in Max's court. And then Kubiak said that he's looking forward to working with Max. So he said that he doesn't want to get over. So it's basically all in Max. They like the Raiders. It's funny because both sides are trying not to look like the bad guy. And in reality, Max doesn't want Raider Nation to hate him. And he thinks and he feels, and I'm trying not to speak for him because I don't really know him. I don't know him, but if he comes out and says, I want to be traded, he feels that it would tarnish his Raider legacy because you've seen it in the past. And I don't know if that will be true. I know there are some fans that would be like, you know what, fuck you, Max, blah, blah, blah. And they'll hate on him and not see everything that he's given us for his whole career and how much he's worked. And I have a lot of Raider fans that fucking hate me. And dude, they want to fight me. I've been DM'd like multiple times, like, hey, when I see you this year, I'm going to fight you because of what you said, that you're talking about Max Crosby being traded. And we would do, like, you do content, I do content. It would be a disservice for us not to talk about the Max Crosby trade talks. If we believed it, if he's leaving or not, it's content. Raider content is content. We are not reporters. We give you our opinion on what's going on. And if it's news, we talk about it, right? And that's what the Max Crosby news has been. I was told early on in January by a very good source of mine that has been, I don't like to say that I have sources because I'm not a reporter. It's just people that I've met throughout the time that I've been doing content. This guy has been very 100% correct with me every time that he's reached out. He told me that AP was getting fired early before. He said they're cleaning house at the end of the season. And this was like 3 months before the season even ended and before it even hit the news. And I was like, okay, whatever. He told me about the Pete Carroll stuff, that Pete Carroll's getting hired. It was like a couple things. He's been 100% on each one. He's the one that told me that, said, hey, Max is not happy. Max wants a trade. And he goes, and people aren't going to be happy with it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then Max has had multiple opportunities this offseason to come out and say, I want to be a Raider 100%. He just had it last Friday in Las Vegas at the CTA dinner in front of all the Raider fans that were there to see him. His agent said nobody could talk to him, which is different from the past where everybody was able to talk to him. And he did not say Raiders one time throughout the whole thing. And it basically sounded like a goodbye speech to at that CT thing.
Right.
And I don't want Max to go anywhere. You don't want Max to go anywhere. But if Max doesn't want to be here, why are we going to force him to be here?
Exactly. That's where I'm at. Like, I want him to stay for sure, but I understand if he doesn't. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
A lot of people hate Josh Jacobs. I don't. Shit, I still support Josh Jacobs. Once we stand by the mantra, man. Once a Raider, always a Raider, man. And we know that one thing Max Crosby's never done is cheat the game. He's never cheated the fans. Like I said, he's been available. I see a bunch of you guys have pictures and shit with him. You know what I mean? Shit, he mentions me sometimes. Like, he never cheats the game. You know what I mean? So I got all respect for Max Crosby, man. And however this shit go, it's going to be good for both sides. Period. It's going to be good for both sides. However, if he stays, great. If he goes, we're going to get loaded up. So it's either way, it's going to be good for either side, man.
So Max did get pissed off at me earlier this offseason, and I understand why. And I would be pissed off if I was him too because of what I said. But I stand by what I say anyways. I said that the future of the Raiders is Fernando Mendoza, Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers, and Max Crosby. If he's there, he's there. He would be a big part of it, but he is no longer the face of the franchise after the Raiders draft Fernando Mendoza. And I think that's a hard thing for Max to envision and see, but it is also the facts.
So would he DM you?
Well, yeah, it went around there, yeah. Max was not happy with what I said about it. And it's okay. I don't expect you to be happy with it. I don't expect you are the face of the franchise until you aren't, but yeah, he was not happy about it.
Well, you know what? That's because he's it's not just a business for Max. You know what I mean? That's one thing about it. Like, he's entrenched. He got the Raider tattoo. You know what I mean? Like, he's the definition of a Raider. He loves the love he gets, the embrace that he gets from the Raiders. And like you said, man, when you go to Raider Stadium, who do you see? You see fucking pictures of Max everywhere. So, I mean, it'd be hard. But if we do get Fernando Mendoza and we still got Max, guess what you're going to see when you pull up to the stadium? Fernando Mendoza and Max. As simple as that. Yeah. If he's still here, he's going to be on that billboard. But
yeah, I don't know if we'll get the 2 first-round picks like people think we are, but I think if you came with a solid offer, you can get them. I think the Rams, I think the Bears, I think the Cowboys are probably your favorites, and maybe even the Patriots. But the thing about the Patriots is they have the 31st pick, and I don't know if I want to go that far back.
Yeah, we don't want that shit.
I think, what if, like, we can knock a couple stones out, right, with the Bears. Like, I think the Bears, if they offered us Tremaine Edmonds, their first-round pick, I think, which is number 25, I would still want, like, a second or a third this year with it and something next year. But I think that would knock a couple, and some people say even throw DJ Moore in there. I think that would fill a couple holes. I don't know how many people would be happy with it, but it would be that. But I think if we can get number 12 or 13 from the Rams or Cowboys, right there, I think going into the top 15 for Max would be ideal right there.
Yeah, for sure. And I got some people that follow me and shit. They like, man, they pissed off at Max. They're like, he know what he signed up for. If he want to get traded, trade him to the Jets. I'm like, they're not going to do him like that. Even though the Jets got the most to offer and shit, they're not going to do him like that. They respect him too much. He put blood, sweat, and tears in for this game. But if they didn't like the way he handled things, then they'd be like, you know what, fuck you. Go to the fucking Jets. We'll get 2 first-round picks and call it a day. But they're not going to do that to Max.
And the problem is teams like that won't trade for Max. It won't be the teams that are at the bottom that have the assets that we want. It's the teams that are right there thinking they're one championship move away from winning a Super Bowl that want Max. Now, Washington at number 7, that would be like one that I was like, man, if we can get Washington involved, that would be nice. what I'm hoping for is San Francisco and the Rams are like knowing they both want Max, and 49ers and the Rams start going at it like kind of like they did for Matthew Stafford, and one of them overpays, and we're like, okay, thank you, and we take that away from him. But and I think it would work out for Max to keep him on the West Coast, right? To keep him, I would hate to see him in San Francisco, and I'd hate to see him in LA, but I think that would be better for him.
I think he would. I think Max is such a big star. I think the easiest place and the best place for him to go to me is Dallas. Because for one thing they're gonna do is flip the same picks that they got for fucking Micah Parsons. They ain't losing shit. Give us the same picks. Give us the same 2 picks. You got Max Crosby. Now you have the ability to. Now you can justify giving Pickens money because you addressed a huge need on the edge. He'll instantly change that defense because they got other little pieces around. You got Max Crosby and Kenny Clark and your defense just got vastly better. And justify paying Pickens now. You know what I mean? Like to me, that makes the most sense. He'll be a super fucking megastar in Dallas. Megastar in Dallas.
Oh yeah. And putting that Dallas star on, we would throw up and see it every time we see it. And people would be like, well, they just traded Micah Parsons. There's a difference between Max Crosby and Micah Parsons, especially when it comes to the run defense. And like you said, you don't lose anything if you're Dallas because you actually gained Quinnen Williams with it. So you gave up Micah Parsons and you're getting Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, and Max Crosby. Win, you won.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To me, that's a win for both sides because Max, he want to be loved too, man. He don't want to just fucking go to the Ravens or a team that's already in position to win, and he's just a part of it, like how fucking Howie Long's son was. No, he want to go and be one of the reasons why they win. If you go to Dallas, bro, they haven't got over the hump in so long, and that offense is gonna put up 30 a game. To me, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, last I heard is, and this was like before this year, like last year, I heard, because the rumors are every year about Max, and I heard that if he got to choose where he was going to go, he would go to Buffalo. He wanted to stay in the AFC. If Max got to choose, that's just what I heard. But I think if Max really wants to win a championship and he wants to get close enough to winning a championship, the easiest route to go to the NFC, right? The easiest route to get to the playoffs and guarantee that you're going to the playoffs and have a shot would be go to the NFC. The AFC is always to me is always a toss up.
Yeah, it's a gauntlet for sure. I mean, yeah, for Max, really, I mean, I like the Bears will be a good place for him too. You know what I mean? But to me, they don't have enough to give us. They don't have enough. You know what I mean? They would have to give up 2 first-round picks. If they don't have the personnel. The personnel they have is the personnel they want. That's on offense. So it's like, nah, I wouldn't really fuck with the Bears unless they really give them up 2 first-round picks. But to me, the ones that make the most sense is L.A. and Dallas for sure. That makes the most sense because, like I said, they just gonna flip that shit. And on top of that, Micah Parsons, he's a beast. But against the run, he's nothing. And when you get Max, you're getting sacks and you're getting TFLs. Even with missing 2 games last year and being injured since week 4, he still led the NFL in TFLs. So that's why I always put Max above Micah Parsons.
So yeah, I just see Devontae in Sean McVay's ear going, hey, bring Max over here. Bring Max over here. Get him in the Rams uniform.
For sure. I mean, and they can give us they can give us fucking Byron Young and fucking first round pick and something else. Like they got some shit. It's a few good teams, and like I said, man, end of the day, none of us want Max to leave because he is a Raider like a motherfucker. But if he is like, man, I'm tired of this shit, we got to understand that. We got to understand that. Like, you know what I mean? We got to understand that for sure.
It's never been Raiders want to trade Max, and I think people get that mixed up. The Raiders do not want to trade Max. It's
not at all.
If Max doesn't want to be here, see ya.
Exactly.
That's what it comes down to. But I just think I don't know. I don't know why I get so much. I guess because I'm not afraid to talk about certain situations. So I don't understand why. Sometimes I don't understand why I take so much heat from our own Raider Nation fan base and the stuff like you would laugh at some of the stuff I get like.
Hey, so I got a couple messages when they seen you were coming on the show. Like, I'm like, damn, what the fuck is this all about? Like, man, it's just people speaking their mind, man. It's just people speaking their mind, and fucking every time I see you, you're at a fucking Raider facility. You doing a bunch of shit that I wish I could do. I'm over here in SoCal. I can't get
Yeah,
out
they
there.
just
Go on, you know.
yeah. Like I had some guy the other day. He was like going off on me, and I was like, he's like, "You think you're the voice of the nation?" I was like, "No, I don't." I go, "I create content, and I think of myself as like sports radio content. Like growing up listening to the sports radio, it's we talk right. It's what ifs. It's about scenarios, and that's what you are. It's bullshit talk. I'm not a reporter. I don't consider myself anything higher than that. I'm a fan. At the end of the day, I love to have talk. I love to talk Raider football, and that's the main thing. And it's just like some guy was making fun of me because I've never seen a Raider Super Bowl win, and it was a Raider fan going, "You're jealous of me because I'm old enough to see the Raiders actually win a Super Bowl." And I was like, how like, dude, like you're making no sense. Like, I don't know. A lot of people get mad because but I always say like same thing with you. Like, if you want to create, if you hate that I'm in this position, then create the content yourself and do it yourself. But content creating is not an easy thing. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I mean, people are not gonna always like what you got to say, especially if you're gonna be 100 with it. Like, I get way more love than I get hate, but I get a few weirdos that they just want to challenge my knowledge and shit. They always end up losing. They don't understand. Like, I'm not just a Raider fan. I'm a fucking sports fan. I've been watching
Yeah.
sports, understanding sports since I was a little kid. My dad was a diehard Raider fan, like a motherfucker. That's where it all bled from. That's where it all came from. So, like, occasionally people want to try to challenge me and test me and shit, but they always lose. You know what I mean? Like, I'm born for this shit. This sports
But
shit
I
is
think that's what opens, like when I see your content and when you talk and I think same thing with me is we are not just focused on the Raiders. We love the Raiders. We watch the Raiders every day, but we also know what's going on around the NFL too, and we know other stuff that's going on, and that kind of opens up your variety. So when we're talking about Max Crosby being traded, we kind of know where he stands in the NFL. We kind of know, uh, uh, how the NFL business works. Where I don't want to say casual fans because people get pissed off about that, but there are casual fans that just hear Max Crosby name. They only know Max Crosby and they only know the Raiders and they don't know everything else that goes along with it. So it's harder for them to talk about it and understand the business of the NFL. But we've seen it multiple times over and over again. Like if I was the Pittsburgh Steelers last year, I wouldn't have signed TJ Watt. I would have traded TJ Watt. I would have traded Myles Garrett if I was the Browns. And we're seeing that, like we saw Pittsburgh go down with that contract. We saw the Browns continue to lose with Myles Garrett. Even Myles Garrett set the record this year for most sacks. Did it help Cleveland anywhere? No.
Couldn't do anything. See, but I think most I ain't gonna just say Raider fans, just most fans, period, are just fans of the game. We're all fans of the game, but I always watch the game within the game and all and but I used to be just like them. I used to fucking bet on the Raiders no matter what, do this no matter what, do this and I over the years I learned like my boy would fucking take money from me on some stupid shit. Over the years I learned like, nah, I'm more objective. You know what I mean? And it's nothing wrong with being objective for your own team. Like shit, I'm a Laker fan. I'm objective for the Lakers. Shit, I'm a Yankees fan. I'm objective with the Yankees. I'm gonna say what they did wrong, what they did right, and either way it go, you still gonna see me rocking that shit. And that's just what it is. But Raider fans is different, man. We cut from a different cloth, and we take that shit. We'll fight your ass.
I used to be the same way. Like anytime I heard somebody talking negative about the Raiders, I'm like, man, f them. And then when I started making the content, I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I gotta be positive about it. And then I get a lot of shit for being positive. Like if I go, oh, I like the Raiders, that you find the positive in signing Geno Smith, and then people are gonna eat you up for that. It's like, so then you go, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna give you my honest opinion, and then you get hated on for that. So, I mean, that's the good thing about it is like, so you just got to be true to yourself, and that's what I try to be like. I'm not different. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it just because you don't like it. It's cool to have our difference of opinion, but at the end of the day, that's what I always say. Like you have a different way of how the Raiders should be built up and refixed for this season and for us to win again. I have a different way. All these other guys have different ways. But what's the main thing that we want? We want to see the Raiders win again, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, we want to see them get better. And for the first time since I've been making content, I'm gonna say I started making content in right after the 2021 season, right after we made the playoffs. That's when I first started fucking around with it and talking to TikTok for the first time. And going into that 2022 season, I was very fucking optimistic, man. I wasn't happy about the Josh McPuss hire, but I was very optimistic about what we had because we had the team. We had some shit. We had enough to fucking be better than what we were. But since then, I've been shitty on handoff Jimmy. I've been telling motherfuckers about Aiden O'Connor. I've been all of this shit. But this season is the first season since 2021 off season that I feel like, okay, now this shit's moving in the right direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's moving in the right direction. I feel like that for the first time. And I can actually tell.
I could see that you're trying not to get like too excited because we've been there. Like, right? We wanted to be like, okay, we got this, and we wanted to believe. Where we're like, okay, we want to be right on this, and we're being a little optimistic, but it just feels right? It just Clint Kubiak's not that. He's not going out there and he's not going for headlines. He's boring. Hey, when you watch his press conference, he's real monotone. He tells you what it is, and he's not trying to fake anybody out. And I like that. And that's what feels different about this year is they're not trying to bullshit us like we have been in the past.
Yeah, it seems right, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the right guy, the right moves. I feel like free agency is going to tell us everything. But for the fact that they have to spend from 2024 to 2026, you got to spend 90% of that cap. It only makes it that much easier for us to do the right thing. You know what I mean? Because now it's not a lot of overthinking. You got the money, you got to spend it. So you might as well spend it in the right places. So I feel good about it overall, man, going into the season. Now, I got to ask you this, man. This is what I'm going to ask every one of my guests that come on. I got to ask them, who's their top 5 guys at certain positions? Now, I'm going to ask you, who is your top 5 running backs all time? Not Raider running backs all time. And I'm going to tell you which ones I got.
Top 5 in the NFL all time?
All time.
Yeah, it always goes off of because I'm not able to see some of these guys. So some of them are, would be what I've watched, but most of it's because of my era of what I watched. So I'm just going to say like my era because that's the easy answer would be like Walter Payton and all them, but I didn't really get to watch them. So Barry Sanders, right, is of course number 1. I would say Barry Sanders. I'm a big Matt Forte player. I love Matt Forte when he was on the Bears and everything that he did. Sure. LaDainian Tomlinson is my another one. Like I hated it. I hated watching him tear up the Raiders every time.
Unstoppable.
Huh?
I said unstoppable.
Unstoppable, yeah. And I actually met him at LAX one time. I was flying to Texas, and we were getting on the same plane, and I go, hey, why you always got to do the Raiders like that, man? Why you always got to tear the Raiders up? And this was, I think, man, this had to be the year that we went to the playoffs with the car, and he stopped me. Like, you know how you get in on the plane and it's like first class. I don't sit in first class, but he's in first class, and he stopped me. Like I told him before he got on the plane, like, why you always got to run all over the Raiders like that? And he was like, he started laughing. And as I was getting on, he stopped me in first class, and he was like, hey, Raiders are going to be good this year. And it was that year that I think that we went to the playoffs with Carr, and he broke his leg, the 2006. I want to say it was that year. But he actually told me. But so I got Barry Sanders, Matt Forte, LaDainian Tomlinson, Curtis Martin is another guy that I fucking loved. I loved watching Curtis Martin. And I would say Adrian Peterson is my other guy that I grew up watching.
Hey, no, I like that list. Adrian Peterson, he was the guy. He's surprised. I don't know how the fuck he tears ACL and came back better the next year. That was crazy. Because back then, remember when he got that? Around that time, you tore your ACL, your career was over. He came back a whole different, better fucking running back. That shit was crazy. Now, these are my top 5 right here. We got this one in common. Barry Sanders, that's the number 1 running back all time. Terrible offensive line, terrible team. Still fucking ran like crazy. Ran for 2,000 yards. How you do that with a terrible fucking team? Terrible. I got Barry Sanders number 1. I got Eric Dickerson.
Okay.
Right there, number 2. No, actually, I got Dickerson 3. Number two is gonna surprise some people. I got Uncle OJ. I got Uncle OJ Simpson number 2. This motherfucker, I think people don't understand what the fuck he did. This motherfucker ran for 2,000 yards in 14 games. Are you fucking kidding me? 14 games you ran for 2,000 yards. So I got Uncle OJ number 2. Then I got Eric Dickerson number 3. Another 2,000 yard runner. And then I got LT. I got LT right there, man. Much as I used to fucking hate how he would fucking run to the line, stop, and throw a little touchdown every time in overtime, whatever it was, man. But LT was that guy, man. And then I think you can't leave. I was stuck between Adrian Peterson, but I think you can't leave out Sweetness. I think you can't leave out Walter Payton. Walter Payton, he fucking opened up a lot of shit for these motherfuckers to be the way that they are. He was a beast. He never ran for 2,000 yards like Adrian Peterson did, like Chris Johnson did. But I think I can. I'm good with Walter Payton being number 5.
Yeah, and I think like you said, OJ gets a lot of hate. People forget about how great of a player he was because of what happened off the field and all that stuff. But if you actually go back and watch how good of a player he was, I mean, it makes a big difference. And
crazy.
These are players that I didn't watch OJ growing up, so it's all like film that I would have the same thing with Walter Payton. But Jim, like if you were going to go back and watch like players that you all time, like Jim Brown would have to be up there as well. But I based my list off of more, and I think that's the issue. Like that's the same thing that we get like in basketball, right? Like that's why people love LeBron more than Kobe or Kobe more than Michael, because it's the era that you grew up watching. Like you always grew up and talk about it. And I don't want to go too much off subject, but I was telling Simone Raider that the other day. I go, as much as we love Charles Woodson, right? There's going to be a time where people are going to tell us that Charles Woodson wasn't that good. And I go, that's just the era that we go into. The more you get away from their playing days, the more people forget how good they actually were.
Yeah, and the game evolves. You know what I mean? The game evolves. Like, I watched Jordan, but I'm a Laker fan. I fucking hated Jordan, right? But I respected Jordan. I knew what he was doing. And then, of course, I love Kobe. Kobe was the Mamba, but I also remember the times where we'd be like, Kobe passed the fucking ball. Quit shooting the fucking game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can keep this shit 100% honest. And now, like you said, I ain't trying to get too deep off it, but now I make content and I talk about how great LeBron is, because I used to fight with a couple of my guys, man. One of my guys in particular, man. This motherfucker was such a LeBron fan that he watched LeBron. He had every LeBron jersey no matter what team he went on. And me and him would fucking argue for an hour and a half about Kobe. I'd be like, Kobe, 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 Kobe. But then I look back, it's like 2 years ago. I look back and I said, we had that argument in 2012. It's 2023. This motherfucker's still doing the same shit. I can no longer have that position. I can't. You know what I mean? Just got to be. I'm a historian, man. I'm a historian of the game. When I was a kid, I knew all the Steelers history. I knew all the Raiders history. I'm a sports historian. I know shit. I'm Dodgers. I am a Dodger fan, but I've always liked the Dodgers. You know what I mean? Like I'm just a historian of the game. So my opinions is always gonna be honest, man. Now, this right here, man, this shit tripped me out, Joe. I did a video last week, and I went off about the WWE. I said, man, the WWE shouldn't be ending with fucking championship belts. They should be ending with fucking Emmy awards. So they should get fucking Academy Awards at the end of the year, not these fucking belts. Because like all of us as kids, we fucking watched the WWF, however old you were, WWF, WWE, and you watched it and you loved it because in your mind you're thinking, damn, they getting fucked up. This is some real shit. We don't know who the champ's gonna be, but we didn't, But as I got older and I understood how much this shit was scripted and how much that me and you we're gonna have a match tonight, WrestleMania, whatever the fuck, and you already know you're winning the shit. You know what I mean? Like once I found that shit out, that shit just pissed me off because I like competition. So now I'm not only just pissed off for the sport, I'm pissed off for the wrestlers. I want to see motherfuckers let's see who's actually the best. Now, I understand the entertainment aspect, Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, fucking all the Andre the Giant, all the old school shit. That shit was all dope as fuck. You know what I mean? But it was mainly because I was younger. I was just trying to figure out how the fuck do grown men who understand this is all bullshit and it's so fucking soap opera now. How the fuck do you stay in this shit, yo?
Because that's exactly what you just said. It's a soap opera. It's like watching your favorite TV show every week, and then you already know it's a TV show, but you're and you could probably predict what's going to happen. But say you're watching, I don't know what's the best one right now, Landman or something like that. Like you tune in every week to watch to see what goes on. Same thing. You just treat it just like a soap opera, and you follow the storylines along with it, and the long story, the storytelling that goes with it, and you already know the matches are predetermined, but what they still do in the ring and what they're able to the
Still impressive.
athleticism that they do, and some of these guys nowadays, they're not the Hardy Boys. They're not jumping off of 20-foot ladders and doing some crazy stuff, but they're doing some weird stuff in the ring, and they're not cutting themselves as much as they are with the blood. But just the way they involved, I think that's the thing. Now, mic skills, I don't know. I think the mic skills have diminished. Like when we were kids and we got to see Stone Cold, we were spoiled with Stone Cold. We were spoiled with The Rock. We were spoiled with these guys.
Like Mankind, all of them shits.
Yeah. We were spoiled with the guys that could go out there and cut a good promo. And so when I see a good promo, like last night was a very good one, CM Punk and Roman Reigns. And basically, anytime they cuss, it's a good one. So he called him a punk ass bitch. And then he turned around and said, "I'm going to bury you with your dad." I was like, "Oh shit, that's what I'm liking." So you just have to remember that it is, even though it is fake, but if you could buy into the storylines and read into the storylines and get there, and that is the issue that WWE had for a long time before COVID and that's why it went downhill, because their stories were so shit. And people fall in love with the like you said, you're not a big fan of the fourth wall not being there, not being in character. Like you don't want to know that Triple H and Stone Cold are best friends behind the screen. Like we don't want to know that. We want you to. I want to know that every time you guys see each other, it's on. Like it's you guys are whooping each other's ass. Like so, I think that might have hurt wrestling a little bit. And in some cases, some people like it. In some cases, people hate it. But showing you that it is fake, that did hurt a lot of people. But I just go along with the storylines and think of it more of a TV soap opera and something to watch every week.
I just fucking hate it because I think I started really hating it. I mean, they've always fucking did the you grab you by your hair and I'm about to fucking get you with an overhand right, and I'm gonna stop my foot as I hit you with the overhand right. Now I just get such shit pisses me off because now you got a motherfucker on the ground. And you just like this, you stopping and stopping and stopping, and you barely. I just fucking hate that shit with passion, man. I fucking hate it.
When's the last time you've been to a WWE event?
Never. I've never been.
Never.
Never.
I think you should do. I don't know. I would recommend going to one event, and the fans there, going to a wrestling event. It's not like going to a football game. It's not like going to a basketball game, because nobody. You're not a Raider fan. You're not a Laker fan. You're not pissed off that your team loses. You're going there for the storyline. You're going there to have a good time. So you run into everybody. And yeah, you might be a CM Punk fan. You might be a Roman Reigns fan. But at the end of the day, you don't matter. It don't matter who wins or loses, because it's fake, right? Like it wasn't and you're not gonna fight about it in the fucking arena. There's not gonna be a drunken fight on your way into the parking lot. You're just gonna be like, oh, what a great event, whatever. And the show that they put on at the event is, and the way the fans interact with each other, I think is what puts wrestling above everything. Is what makes it so much fun.
What's a ticket like onto a WWE event?
Well, they got bought out by TKO, which owns UFC and all that, and so after that they started making the ticket prices outrageous. So depending on where you catch them at, and what event you're going to, it could be anywhere from $150 and up. Like WrestleMania in Vegas this year, I think they dropped the prices now. It was very, very crazy, but you can get it's a 2-day event, so it's a Saturday and a Sunday, and it's at Allegiant Stadium. What I've seen the cheapest on Ticketmaster for the 2 days, so one ticket for 2 days in the same seat, is like $450 or something like that. Is the cheapest at the very top.
Oh yeah, they got me fucked up. See,
Yeah.
you telling me some good stuff. I'm like, you know what, man? Maybe I will just go check this out one day. But for $450 to see some rehearsed shit, fuck that.
Yeah,
Hell no.
but WrestleMania is their Super Bowl basically, right? So that should be your
That's
highest price ticket. But if you go somewhere else, I'm not sure what the prices go down to. But WrestleMania is their Super Bowl. Is what's considered their Super Bowl. So that's your best matches of the year. The final stories come together and everything like that.
look, man. When you keep me in mind next time you go to a any kind of wrestling event, just DM me and just let me know, like, hey, this is how much it costs. If you want to
Or
go, maybe I'll go check it out.
or if you live like you live in Southern California, find a little like they call them indie wrestling, and go to one of those like indie events. So like I have one in my hometown. They do a monthly one, just independent wrestlers like that are starting out or new, and it's $15 to get in. And I go and watch them, and sometimes they're the best ones too because they're out there trying to make a name for themselves, so they're even crazier.
Okay, where's that? Where's your hometown at?
Well, I'm in Bakersfield, so
Oh, okay. That's why it's easy for you to be at the fucking Raider explosion shit. That shit, man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's just fucking 3 hours from my damn house, man.
And that's coming up again May 16th.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull up. Man. I'm supposed to been doing some shit. I've been, I make music and shit, but I've been not focused on my music. I'm supposed to do some shit with Money Loyalty. We supposed to been got together, man. So hopefully, maybe
They're signed up for the event.
yeah, I know. Yeah, he hit me up. I'm like, maybe next year I'll fucking actually link up with him and fucking be a part of the performance. But yeah,
Well, for everybody who's watching, Bakersfield Summer Kickoff is May 16th. Bakersfield. You can go to you can find the tickets on Eventbrite. But I'm gonna say right now, if you don't have your tickets for the autographs, I would buy it now because it's gonna be a good one. I'll tell you that. I'm not gonna announce who it is, but if they end up bringing multiple players and they have to bring up the price of that because that's what they pay for, right? Players aren't cheap. So if like say they bring up 2 players and you already bought your autograph ticket, they're not going to go ask you for another $20. You got it for whatever the price is. So buy them now, buy them early.
well, shit. Let me know. DM me. Let me know the goods, man. Ready Nation, I'm a little special over here. But yeah, let me get the inside on that because you know what I mean. I was telling my girl I'm probably gonna go ahead and just rent a whip and just go out
Yeah,
there.
last year we had a hard time because we were like, who do we bring that Raider Nation would come to watch? And like Max Crosby was out of the price range, like he was crazy. Geno Smith, dumbass, wanted $75,000. You can go kiss my ass on that.
Fuck you.
Brock Bowers, we were gonna meet his price, but then he said he doesn't do private events, so he backed out of it. So we ended up going with Jeremy Chin, who was our number 1 free agent last year, and that was actually a good time. Jeremy Chin was a very nice guy.
Yeah,
But we've had AJ Cole out there, we've had Daniel Carlson, Max Crosby went his rookie year to the Bakersfield event. Who else have they had? Hunter Renfro was out there one year with Parham and Foster Moreau. I think those are the 3.
That's dope.
So there's always good players out there, and it's not like you don't get your time. Like you'll get your time with the players. So it's a fun event. It's hot, but it's fun.
Yeah, I might have to check it out, man. I might have to go back. I didn't go last year. I just went to the Bakersfield one, so I might have to check it out, man. And I'm gonna switch these gears a little bit, man. I know you've been celebrating the last 2 years. Dodgers, man. I know you've been going up. I've been throwing my fucking hat against the wall the last 2 years because shit just don't go my way when I need it to.
Made you switch it up already?
I should have brought my shit out. It don't go the way I want it to go when I need it to go that way, man. But do you think, like I said, I'm not a Dodger fan, but I'm not from New York, so I don't hate the Dodgers. You know what I mean? But I've been a Yankee fan since. People ask me all the time, a bunch of Raider fans, most of them are Dodger fans. They like, bro, how the fuck you a Dodger fan? I mean, how the fuck you a Laker fan, Raider fan, and a Yankee fan? I tell them all the time, I said, look, you guys got to understand. When I was young, I was baseball. I used to play the shit out of some baseballs. Third base, shortstop. I played every position. But my number 1 position was shortstop. And I've always watched baseball. but it's a certain guy. It's a certain shortstop that made me become a Yankees fan. Because I never had a baseball team. I've always been a fan of baseball players. You know what I mean? Like I've been a fan of all the players. You know, all the old school players that came before I even watched the game. So, like I said, I'm a fan of the game. It's Derek Jeter, man. Once they got Derek Jeter in '96, and I started watching Derek Jeter, I was like, "This motherfucker's the man, bruh." And that's how. I really played shortstop. I really played that shit. So once Derek Jeter got there, I became super New York fan, New York Yankees fan. I watched the upset against the Red Sox. That comeback, that was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. But I've been a diehard Yankees fan, but I've always been a baseball fan. I always liked the Dodgers players and shit like that. But how do you feel? Y'all just went back to back. We had a chance to play y'all, man. Then motherfucking Blue Jays just turned it on us. How do you feel about a possible three-peat for the Dodgers? Y'all got every fucking body. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel very comfortable with it. I think they've addressed the pitching enough this year, especially on the back end of the bullpen, bringing in Edwin Diaz and and then they needed another outfield. They brought in Kyle Tucker. Like, it's nice to have the money to do it, and it reminds me of, like you said, the old school Yankees when they used to do it. The only thing different is the Dodgers actually have a good farm system, and they're actually doing it and doing it correctly. And I don't feel bad. Like, I grew up a Dodger fan. I've been a Dodger fan my whole life, and I went through some tough struggles as a Dodger fan. I didn't get to see the '88 World Series. Like, that wasn't mine. Like, I wasn't alive for that. I got to see the Dodgers in the '90s. I got to see the Frank McCourt era where the Dodgers were going bankrupt and they were losing all these games. And I started going to Dodger games in high school, or around that. I think my first time was when I was in Little League, but when I actually got my first job, I would buy Dodger tickets, like, and that would be our thing. We'd go to 40, 50, like, I don't live in LA, but I would drive there and we'd go to 40, 50 games a year because it was $6 to buy a pavilion seat, like to sit in the pavilion. And I'd buy front row seats in the pavilion, $6 right there. And we'll sit behind Barry Bonds. We'll sit behind Sammy Sosa, whoever they were playing. I'd find the best outfielder that they were sitting at, and we'll just heckle the hell out of them and just have fun doing it. And, but like, the Dodgers weren't good. And then we got to an era where we had like Joe Torre, where he came from the Yankees, and the Dodgers started to turn around, especially with Mattingly. But they never got over that hump. And then, in 2017, when the Astros cheated and they cheated the Yankees out of going to the World Series, they cheated us out of the winning the World Series. Like, and nobody gave a fuck about it. That made me right there go, okay, all right, I got you. But when the Dodgers are on top, don't cry. And now that forced the Dodgers to become like, how your heroes become the villains. That's when the Dodgers were like, okay, you guys don't care about us. We'll become the villains and we'll play it up to where we need to. And that's where we are today. 3 championships in 4 years. People are like, oh, crying about it. Go ahead, cry all you want. Because guess what? The Dodgers have infinity amount of money, and they're going to spend it correctly until you can stop it. And the problem is, baseball players love it. Baseball players love that the Dodgers give their players money, right? They pay them what they're supposed to. It's the owners around the league that hate it because they have to actually, like you said, spend a certain amount of money.
Yeah, they don't make that money. See, the thing is now, I'm a little mad at the Dodgers. I ain't mad at them for the reason that they buying this, that buying that. I'm a little mad at the Dodgers because now they play the game the way the Yankees play the game, and y'all offer the same thing we offer, except for y'all offer palm trees and the beach. We offer fucking Broadway. So it's like, every fucking player that comes that goes to the Dodgers because of fucking Ohtani, it's like, hey, Yankees finna give you $250 million. The Dodgers is like, we'll give you $250 million. You like Hollywood, beaches and bitches, fucking New York, Broadway and cold. You going to LA. You go to LA. Now I'm mad at this shit. I was born in LA, so I get it. But, I ain't mad at the Dodgers at all. Shit, I'm happy to see them do their thing. I don't think I want is that rematch. That's what I want, goddammit. But fucking Giancarlo's fucking stand. I don't know if you've seen this shit the other day. This motherfucking elbow is so fucked up, you can't even open a bag of fucking chips. I said, how the fuck he did his thing in the 77 games he played last year, but for the Yankees to get back to the World Series and play the Dodgers in the World Series, because one thing about the Dodgers, they've always played in the fucking sorriest goddamn. The National League is trash, especially the National League West. That shit is so trash. You can pencil the Dodgers in every year, pencil them in, pencil them in, pencil them in. But for years they've been doing that, but they couldn't get over the hump in the playoffs. Kershaw, he couldn't fucking. He was a fucking different pitcher in the playoffs for years and years and years. But now it's like, I'm not mad at them for spending that money and doing their thing, but they got an easy road there. But now they're able to finish. They're able to finish. You know what I mean? Because the Dodgers will win the National League West almost every fucking year, but they couldn't finish. But now, shit, they need pitching. Guess what they're gonna do? Go get the best pitching.
It could have been a whole different story, and like right now, people are talking about the Dodgers are back-to-back World Series champions, and they're ruining baseball, whatever. It could have been a whole different story. The Blue Jays were an out away, like it was right there, right, where the ball got stuck under the wall.
Yeah,
like
it was
right there. The Blue Jays had them on the wall, and the year before, the San Diego Padres were up 2-0 in the wild card round. And the Dodgers came back and won 3 games in a row and won that series. Like, so there was times where you could talk about the Dodgers are the better team and the Dodgers are more prepared or ready, but these other teams had them on the ropes and they just couldn't get it done.
Yeah, they just better. I mean, end of the day, that's what I'm saying. Like, end of the day, to my Dodger fans that fuck with me and all of this shit, trust me, that's why I don't have no hate for the Dodgers. Because for one, I'm born in LA. 2, I'm still out here in SoCal. And for 3, I don't hate nobody who's not in my division. Just like the Raiders. If you're not, like, a lot of Raider fans hate Cowboy fans. I don't know how that shit even comes about. Like, if you're in the AFC West, I fucking hate you. Any other team, I don't even give a fuck. It's cool. You know what I mean? Like, we good. I don't have no problem with you. When it comes to the Yankees, I hate the Red Sox. Obviously, I hate the fucking Red Sox. I fucking hate I ain't gonna say I hate the Blue Jays because they ain't been shit for fucking forever. They haven't been worth hating. I mean, since Joe Carter. But I don't hate teams that's not in my division. You know what I mean? So it's all love for the Dodgers, man. I want to see them do their thing. At the end of the day, it's West Coast, it's California, and I ain't mad at the Dodgers.
And people that are mad at the Dodgers, like the Angels had Shohei Ohtani for what, 8 years or 7 years,
and fucking and
right
fucking,
down the street.
Had Ohtani and fucking what's his name, man? Just wasting.
And Mike Trout.
Yeah,
they could have done this. They could have done the same thing the Dodgers are doing right now, but it's the ownership, and it just shows you that ownership matters. And that's all that matters.
It matters like a motherfucker. And I'm at a lot of Angels games because I'm in the IE, so I'm closer to Orange County. It's only like 45 minutes drive, so I go watch all the Yankees. I go to the Yankees Angel game every year. My boy's an Angel fan. I feel for him because I'm there, drunk as fuck, talking big shit, fucking front row. Like we always get tickets like in row G, no, like row B, row A, or row C. We're right there. I'm drunk as fuck, talking big shit every fucking year. Because the Yankees go there, and my guy Aaron Judge hits a home run every time I go. So I have a lot of fun at the Angels games, only because they're closer. I want to go to the Dodger games, but I'm going to get in trouble at the Dodger games because it got too many goddamn honeys in there, man. God damn, Dodger fans got the baddest fucking, oh my God. You go there, man, don't go there with your female, man. Oh my God. So I don't even watch the Dodgers, man. I just like, you know what? I'm just going to stay here in Anaheim where bitches ain't looking like they look in LA because God damn it, man. Dodger games, man, holy shit.
Yeah.
And the tickets cost too fucking much. I can go sit front row at an Angels game for about $105 or $98. I go try to get that seat at fucking in LA at the Dodger game. That's just like fucking $300. Fuck you. I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, one time I flew to Colorado. I sat 10 rows back by the dugout. And then I went to 3 games that year. So I flew to Colorado, went to 3 games, so 3 days, got a hotel, ate everything, flew back home, and my whole trip was cheaper than if I would have bought like the dugout club seats for the Dodgers.
It's expensive, man. It's fucking expensive, man. I went to a Giants game a couple years ago because I was already out there in the Bay. That shit was pretty dope too. That was pretty nice. But
that's a nice stadium. Like I went there a couple years ago, and somebody goes, "You need to try sitting at the very top of Giant Stadium." And I was like, "Well, that's not really where I like, but fuck it." They go, "No, do it." They go, "Sit at the top,
Good seats.
And you'll see the ocean, and you'll see you'll have the baseball game, and you'll see the ocean, and you'll see the layout. And I was like, okay. So I had my family with me. I took the kids up there, and we just, oh man, amazing. It was like 100%. They were 100% correct. Like the view and everything, especially when the sun's coming down. It was awesome.
Yeah, shit's nice. I went out there. Came from San Jose one day. So on my way home, I was like, fuck it. Me and my girl, we stopped over there, checked out. Already had bought the tickets. Went over there. They weren't the best seats. They weren't bad seats either. They're like kind of in the middle. But like you said, you can just oversee. You see the water. See, a home run get hit to the water. People go on the boats to chase it and shit. Like, it's a good time in San Francisco, man. I might have to go. If the Yankees play the Giants, I might have to go back to the Bay and go check it out because I fucks with the Bay. I already know I fuck with the Bay, man. So
yeah, no, it was a good time. It's a nice stadium. I don't like the Giants, but yeah, it's a good stadium.
See, I even used to like the Giants back in the day because I always liked the players. I mean, never was a Giants fan, but Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla, and all these, I've always been a fan of great fucking players.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up. I didn't hate Barry Bonds. I always respect. I don't hate players but if you were on the rival team, I always wish that you were on our team. But Barry Bonds, man, like he used to kill us. Like he killed everybody, and it's a tragedy that Major League Baseball don't put guys like that in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother conversation we can have because end of the day, man, we all know if you're a baseball fan and you've been watching baseball as long as I've been watching baseball, we already know, man, that era saved baseball because people stopped going to games. People quit watching it on TV. Even me, myself, I used to fucking be at home. I used to be I can say a White Sox fan, but I used to really like the White Sox when they had Robin Ventura, Frank Thomas. I used to watch the shit out the White Sox. But it got to a point I quit watching baseball shit. This wasn't really, you know what I mean? But when the home runs started going crazy, you be watching a TV show, and they interrupt that show to be like, fucking Mark McGuire's he's at bat. He already got 67 home runs, or like that shit brought
the summer of '99.
Yeah, man, it should change the game, man, and they need to give them their respect. They should all be in the Hall of Fame. I don't give a fuck what they're talking about. They should be in the Hall of Fame.
Come on, yeah.
Oh, that's the buzzer, my guy. That's the buzzer. We went further than I wanted to go. I thought I was going to go. You know what? We started late because you already know, man. Some stereotypes is true, man. Some black folks ain't on time, man. But it is what it is. It is what it is, man. I appreciate you coming through, man, checking this shit out, man. Being my first guest on here. I got a few people lined up, but you're the first guest, man.
No, I always appreciate it. It's always a good talk when we get together, and hopefully we'll continue to do so.
Yeah, man. Tell Simone Raider, man. Tap in with me, man. Shit, he actually doing a lot of content with my girl cousin right now. I forgot his name. The short bodybuilder dude.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I forgot his name. Yeah, that's my girl's cousin and shit.
Randall.
Yeah. She's Simone, so yeah. I mean, that's her people and shit. And he know a gang of people that she fuck with. That's her family and shit. Even Caleb over there, security and all them over there at Allegiant Stadium. She's related to all of those guys up there. So
yeah. I'll hit him up. I know we do a morning show now every morning at 8:00 on the Simone Raiders podcast. So if anybody wants to tune in, check that out. It's 8:00 every morning. We try to go for an hour and a half.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, talk to him, man. So I said, what's good, man? Him and Fitz, man. Hopefully I can tap in with him sooner than later, man.
Yeah, Fitz will probably be your harder one. He's been kind of checked out doing his own thing, but yeah, I'll definitely tell him to hook you up.
For sure, man. Something to get with me, man. Hey, but till then, man, till next time, man, y'all fuck with me, man. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, man. Comment, tell your mom and them, tell your cousin and them. Running some real shit over here, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't first take, but we trying to take it there, man. Trying to do some real sports content, not just Raider content. Even though every show starts off with Raider content. This is your first time checking it out. Every show starts off with Raider content. Then we go from there. A lot of Laker content, everything. All sports is what we doing. Except for I ain't doing no goddamn golf, and we ain't doing no fucking hockey talk. Shit. I don't fucking watch enough of that shit, man. But yeah, appreciate you, man, tapping in. Everybody, fuck with your boy, man. Out this bitch.
We are the future, the past, but still present. Salute to the gods, it's still relevant. Up against the odds, we still sharing gifts. And we don't care if you mad, just keep throwing fit.
Up and down 6'4", life is tougher than steel toes. Look like you headed for death, that's what you in for. You getting put up a set like Steve Wilkos. The police trying to dim in my light, but I'ma still glow. The rope that grew from the concrete, I'ma still grow. Just put this red dot on your knot, but I'ma still go. But I got some shit on my mind, well let it spill, bro. My mama said I'm ballin' with a rhyme, but I keep it real though. But I only spit about the truth. When you see me and I get loose when I'm stepping inside the booth. But the difference between me and you is I'm trill about what I do. And like Biggie, I get the loot or I cock it back, aim and shoot. I'm kamikaze in the Maserati, meaning you going out with me like suicide bombings. This is live on prime time on hard copy. You can spend a lifetime trying to copy MCs with a lot.